Welcome back, everybody! Last time we got another guilty verdict, and today we're about to get ready to possibly get Larry Butz' testimony, and oh boy, when something smells, it's usually the butts, and that's about to be true once again, of course. And here we go! Wow, it's been a while since I've had this much fun and excitement. It's been 83 years. Face-off against Mr. Edgeworth, the harrowing tightrope walk for the defense. Phew, I'm exhausted already. Boss! Oh, that was Larry. I'm here for moral support. Athena, are you all done practicing for Trucy's magic show? Well, to be perfectly honest, I sorta ran away. That's because she was putting my life in danger, I tell you. I see, I think I'll need to have a one-on-one with her. You're really athletic and fit, Athena, so Trucy probably thinks she can run you ragged. That may be true. Which is why not even Trucy can keep up with me when I run at full speed. Ha! Looks like you spoke too soon, Athena. Never underestimate the resourcefulness of a great magician. Huh? Whoops. Magical girl Trucy Wright is on the scene. No! Now, Athena, it's time to practice human combustion magic. What the frick? Go on, douse yourself in this gasoline. Oh, boy. Don't worry, it's a magic trick after all, so it's perfectly safe. Yes, douse yourself in gasoline, totally. Run away! Hey, you're not getting off that easily. Okay. They get along so well, don't they? It reminds me of the good old days. You, me, and Pearly. Oh, and Detective Gumshoe. Can't forget him. They mentioned him by name! Kind of. I mean, they didn't say Dick Gumshoe, but they said Gumshoe. That counts! They actually acknowledge he exists, rather than just subtly referencing him randomly. We had all kinds of fun at the crime scenes back then, remember? They need me to do all the serious investigating, as I recall. Court will soon be back in session, Mr. Wright. Right, thank you. What even is Gumshoe doing nowadays, anyway? So Larry's the next witness, right? I can't wait to see what happens. Sadly, I can already imagine it. It's not gonna go very well, probably. September 22nd. District Court. Courtroom number 6. Oh boy, here we go. Court will now reconvene. Nick, Edgy! The two of you are gonna hang me out to dry, aren't you? No, not the both of us, just Mr. Wright. Nick, how could you? I don't really think he did it, of course, but I've got to use whatever leads I can. Excuse me. Mr. Butz, there's a possibility you moved the lantern that had the dead body in it. So if you want to clear yourself of any suspicion, all you have to do is testify. I'm totally guilty. Oh, help me. Now then, your testimony, please, witness. Witness testimony. Nick is a jerk face. Okay then. Nick, you big fat stinking jerk! How can you doubt your best bud? We've known each other since elementary school. Well, get this, pal. Our friendship's over. What? That wasn't even real testimony. Dot. Well, he's guilty. Yup, definitely guilty. Even I have to agree with this. He's very guilty. Well, go ahead, Mr. Wright. He's all yours. Why me? You're the one who called him to the stand, so he's your responsibility. Well, I'm responsible for your witnesses too, Edgeworth. Jeez, what the heck are you talking about? Thanks, old chum. Can't any of you show me a little respect, even just a shred? You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Wright. What if there were any testimony to cross-examine? What the heck is this? Cross-examination. Nick is a jerkface. Nick, you big fat stinking jerk. What even is this? What is this testimony? I present to you your drawing that you made. That is the testimony. Okay, what the frick are we doing here? Come on, Larry. Can't you please give me something real to work with? Don't think I don't know about your tricks. If I say something careless, you're gonna shove some evidence at me with a loud objection and a super smug look on your face. Yeah, well, that is my job. And if I get found guilty, how are you gonna take responsibility for what you've done? Why should I take responsibility for just doing my job? You heartless jerk, don't you have any compassion for me? Oh, Larry. How can you doubt your best bud? We've known each other since elementary school. I'm sorry, Mr. Butz, but if it wasn't Miss Wyatt who had entered the hold with that card, then you're the most likely suspect. Nick, are you seriously doubting the innocence of your old childhood friend? Well, technically, yes. But it isn't personal, I assure you. Oh, a true friend would believe in me no matter what. Can't you see my tears? Don't they mean anything to you? Nick! Nick! You don't really think you can cry your way out of this, do you? Okay, fine, in that case. Well, get this, pal, our friendship's over. Oh no. Larry, listen to me. Shut up, I'm not talking to you anymore. Dot. It's getting us nowhere. Come off it, Larry. Exclamation mark. If you don't quit fooling around and start testifying, Miss Wyatt will be found guilty. For real? For real? If no new information comes out of this cross-examination, then yes, Mr. Butz, for real. Not that I would have a problem with that myself. Dot. Larry, just tell us the truth already. Didn't you go into the hold and move a lantern up to the reception hall? I never moved any bowl lantern, I tell ya. Bowl lantern? What? Did I say something weird? Tell me that you didn't attend the wedding reception. Can you believe they told me only family and relatives could attend? They wouldn't even let me into the reception hall. Yeah, so what? And that's odd. No one in this courtroom ever mentioned the sex of the lantern that was moved. So how could you know that it was a bowl lantern? You didn't have to actually go to the reception to know that. Anyone could tell that there were two Pega bowls by looking at the flying ship chapel's pamphlet. No. All I can tell right now is there's a strong scent of bowl in the air in here. Please add that last statement to your testimony, Mr. Butz. Hey, something to work with. Yay! Anyone could tell there were two Pega bowls by looking at the flying chapel's pamphlet. Yeah, okay. Hold it! Seriously, Larry. If you're hiding something, you better fess up now. I'm telling you, I don't know nothing. Why do you have to doubt me so much? Why? Because you're you, that's why. Edgy! You think Nick's being awful to me, don't you? So you tell him. Tell Nick what a big meanie he is. I would if I thought he was being one. Not you too. Why doesn't anybody ever take my side? I wish I didn't have to doubt him. Something about what he just said doesn't add up. You finally got a decent statement out of him, huh, Nick? Yeah, finally. It sure took a lot of work, though. I hope all of this leads somewhere. Imagine just presenting evidence to one of his stupid statements. Like, Nick, you big fat stinking jerk. Okay, I present my attorney's badge. I'm totally not a jerk. Okay. 2 pegables from this pamphlet. Way to make this easy, Larry.
Objection!
Seriously. I want you to take a look at this, Mr. Butz. That didn't even require any thinking whatsoever. Because unfortunately for you, the pamphlet clearly shows a pega cow and a pega bull in their example diagram of the reception hall. Huh? But on that day, instead of putting a pega cow and a pega bull out for the bride and groom, there were 2 male pega bulls on display. Nuh! Yet somehow you knew there were 2 pega bulls in the reception hall that day. There's only one way you know someone like that, Larry. It was you who moved the pega bulls to the reception hall, wasn't it? Ah! No. Larry, you didn't. Mr. Butz, did you move the lantern containing the victim's body to the reception hall? That's what it looks like. What? I like how he's just like, that's what it looks like. It makes sense to me. ... Whoa. Hold it. Wait, Nick. You don't think I'm the murderer, do ya? Maybe you and Mr. Gloomsbury were fighting over Miss Wyatt and you ended up killing him? Maya, what the frick are you talking about? Maya, not you too. Look, I did sneak into the reception, but that's as far as it went. You know me, I wouldn't hurt a fly. You snuck into the reception? Yeah, sure, but some of the Sprocket men caught and locked me up in one of the cabins. It's pretty awful, actually. But that's what I made when I made that drawing of the pterodactyl I showed you, Nick. Ixnay on the aerodactyl pate, Larry. Mr. Wright, not even you would take this farce that far, would you? We are talking about Larry. What do I do? Do I accuse Larry of being the true culprit? What the frick? What? What? Wait, I want to do this for the lulz, honestly, I really do. I can't accuse him, but I mean, like, I'm going to, anyway. I guess I have no choice but to accuse him. Wait a minute. Well, Larry didn't have any reason to kill Gloomsbury. No, you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Butz didn't have a reason to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. He's like, he was thinking about it. He was thinking about it. He might have had an imaginary reason to kill Soren Sprocket, sure. But not Mr. Gloomsbury. After all, he did steal Mr. Sprocket's bride and try to elope with her. Just because I tried to steal somebody's bride doesn't make me a murderer. I believe you, Larry, and I don't think you killed anybody either. You would never do anything like that. Nick, old buddy, old pal. I knew you'd come through for me. Funny that considering your sworn testimony just now that we were, though. Mr. Butz, it's time you told this court the whole truth, understood? Yeah, Larry. Witness testimony. Moving the lantern. It's just like Nick said, I'm the one who moved the lantern. Mm-hmm. Very nice, very nice. I was poking around at the reception hall before the main event and saw a lantern was broken. There was a note on it that said exchange with the one in the hold, Ellen. So I decided to do Ellie a favor. Uh-huh. So you switched the lanterns before the reception, did you? That means the victim really was killed before the reception. Broken lantern updated in the court record. The lantern in which the victim's body was found. Larry wheeled it from the hold to the reception hall before the reception began. Uh-huh. It would appear that Mr. Butz completely fell for the defendant's scheme. Scheme? What scheme? This note from the defendant, exchanged with the one in the hold, Ellen. Mr. Butz moved the lantern with the body in it to the reception hall because of this note, and thus he has become a suspect in Mr. Gloomsbury's murder.
Gulp, that second lantern did feel pretty heavy. But I never would have thought there was a dead body in it.
Arg, what was a note like that doing on a lantern in the first place?
You got it all wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. I left that note for myself. Simply a reminder because I can be very forgetful.
Objection.
What a sorry excuse, Miss Wyatt. Prosecution contends that this note shows one facet of the defendant's murderous plan. And you, Mr. Butz, you played right into Miss Wyatt's hands.
No way, Edgy, I don't believe it.
Objection.
Do you still really believe Miss Wyatt to be the culprit, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course, my stance on the matter remains unchanged. If you think I'm wrong, then prove it with your cross-examinations.
Gladly.
Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Cross-examination. Moving the lantern.
It's just like Nick said, I'm the one who moved the lantern.
No, you didn't, Larry. I don't believe you for a second, man. You know, we just talked about this a second ago. You totally didn't do it.
Hold it.
Why didn't you tell us that sooner?
Because I knew you guys were gonna be suspicious of me, that's why.
Suspicious of you now because you tried to hide it. My thoughts exactly.
Well, now I've told you, Happy. So how about letting me go?
No, not yet. We need you to stick around to sort a few things out.
Grr, fine.
Fine.
I was poking around at the reception hall before the main event and saw a lantern was broken.
Hold it.
The lantern you swapped out was a female Pegamoo, or Pegacow, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Why did you replace a female lantern with a male one?
Because I was too busy trying not to get caught. I didn't have time to check for little details like that.
You didn't want to get caught. You could have just left well enough alone, you know?
Whatever. Anyway, when I took a look at the broken lantern, I saw...
stuff.
There was a note on it that said exchange with the one in the hold, Ellen.
Oops. Okay. What?
Hold it.
Whoop. That note wasn't addressed to you, was it?
Well, I guess not, but how could I let my...
excuse me.
my dear sweet Ellie do all that hard physical labor on her own?
It's precisely that thought process that constantly gets you in trouble, Larry.
Besides, it was my big chance to show her how much I cared about her. So I decided to do Ellie a favor.
Hold it.
Nobody saw you the whole time while you were switching the lanterns?
Nope, I didn't get caught, not that time anyway.
Not that time?
Yeah, when I tried to sneak into the reception hall the first time. I didn't have as much luck, those sprocket guys spotted me and nabbed me.
Yeah, they were all over you there. Whoops. All my words are failing me right now.
Pretty exciting, don't you think?
Larry, you need help.
And then they locked me up in one of the cabins. Nick, what are you asking about stuff like this for anyway? Shouldn't you be trying to prove Ellie's innocence?
Well, is that statement of his important to the case? Sure. Mr. Butz trying to crash a reception and subsequently getting locked up in a cabin. I believe these might be important facts in this case, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Butz. Please add that statement to your testimony. Yes, please.
I tried to sneak into the reception hall, but I got caught and locked up in a cabin.
Hold it.
So you got locked up, then what happened?
I broke out! Then I started looking for Ellie and wandered into the reception hall again. That's when I saw the broken lantern and replaced it.
Even after they caught you and locked you up, you still went looking for Miss Wyatt? But hold on a minute.
What is it, Nick? Why, doesn't something seem weird to you? They were saying you replaced the lantern after you broke out of the cabin. That's right! Oh, wait, huh? You're right, it doesn't make much sense, does it?
Mr. Wright, have you found an inconsistency in the witness's statement?
Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. Sir Butz moved the lantern after he broke out of the cabin, but that contradicts with this. It contradicts with this. The drawing, by any chance? Not like I can see anything clearly in this photo anyway, so I don't see how, but I mean, it doesn't look like I get a strike for this.
And in what sense does this piece of evidence contradict with the statement?
It doesn't contradict at all, does it?
Indeed.
Erg. Oh, don't mind me, Your Honor. It looks like I just made a tiny mistake, that's all. So we just go right back into it. Knowing Larry, he definitely did something stupid somewhere along the way. Wow, Larry sure is one special guy. Not everyone has the privilege of being this distrusted by their best friends. Somebody can't be trusted from the get-go usually makes things easier, I've learned. Oh, I see! You totally trust him to be totally untrustworthy. Yeah, I guess that just about sums it up. Oh, Larry. What do you think about that statement? Okay, so let's get back to this. I mean, it's not a strike at least, but like every time we screw this up, we're gonna have to like go through this little sequence of events again. Contradicts what, though? What does it contradict, though? Larry wrote it from the whole to the reception hall before the reception began? The broken lantern?
Is that...
Yes, it's the broken lantern, Your Honor. Mr. Butz, what you're saying doesn't make any sense at all. What? Why not? You swapped the lanterns before the reception began, right? Yeah, that's what I said, isn't it? You also just said you swapped the lanterns after you got locked in the cabin for trying to sneak into the reception. In other words, you're saying you swapped the lanterns both before the reception and after the reception took place.
That certainly doesn't make any sense, does it? Mr. Butz, did you swap the lanterns before or after the reception?
Both.
Which was it, before or after? There's a world of difference between these two.
Well, Mr. Butz? I guess I can't expect guys like you to understand. In a nutshell, it's both before and after the reception. Yeah, somehow I saw that one coming. What? I tried to sneak into the first reception and got locked up. The first reception? Oh, I don't like where this is going. Then through the power of Ellie's pendant, time got rewound and we went back to the time before the reception. It was after when I replaced the lantern. So it's both before the reception and after the reception, get it? Dot 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 dot. Oh boy, this is going to be some good stuff for sure. We went back in time before the reception. So of course the reception would take place one more time after that, right? That's why what I said makes perfect sense.
Mr. Wright, what in the world is the witness talking about? Has he developed some sort of intellectual ailment I'm not aware of since I saw him last?
Oh gosh, an intellectual ailment. Well... None of the sprockets seem to remember the time skip, but I do. And Ellie remembers it too. I think the power of our love for each other made the miracle happen.
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but... could you please translate this man's gibberish so the rest of us can understand? So I have to be the one to explain about the whole time travel thing?
Go on, Nick. I know you can do it. Looks like you don't have much of a choice, Nick. To heck with it. I can't lose any more of my dignity today anyway. Dot 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 dot. Defendant Miss Ellen Wyatt has told me to defense the following strange story. She said that after the reception ended, she was attacked by Mr. Gloomsbury. She claims that as she was being assaulted, she made a wish upon her pendant. Please take me back to that blissful moment. In doing so... Time apparently rewound itself to just before the reception began. So she claims.
It's what?
Okay, I know it's hard to believe, but think about it this way. Through the power of the pendant, both Ellen Wyatt and Larry Butz experience time travel.
What?
Kind of made the judge sound a little older on that one on accident. Oops.
Objection! Preposterous. What absolute rubbish. Mr. Wright, I've heard of my fair share of your nonsense over the years. But this takes the cake. Have you thoroughly lost your mind?
Objection! But this is simply the conclusion I came to. Using that logic ability you love so much.
What?
Truth of the matter is, the future president of Sprocket Aviation, Soren Sprocket, has been researching time machines. So what if a time machine has already been successfully created? And what if that's one of Sprocket Aviation's top secret inventions?
A time machine?
Yeah, I even saw something while we were time traveling. I saw a pterodactyl flying through the sky. Maybe the airship was set to travel through time for their honeymoon trip.
What? A pterodactyl? Objection. You can't possibly have any evidence to back up your ridiculous time travel story.
Well,
As I thought. In any case, I now have evidence to prove that you're no more intelligent than Larry.
Hold it! Not so fast, Edgy. I'm not the same old Larry used to know.
Oh?
You want evidence? I've got your evidence right here. There's a photo I secretly took at the first reception.
What?
What? Larry, I can't believe you... Well, anyway, good job. If we compare the photos of the first and second receptions, you can find a difference. You'll be able to prove that the reception was held twice.
But do you really think such a difference exists?
Yes, Your Honor. I just need some time to find it for you.
This is preposterous. Very well, please show the court what's different then.
Why is it gotta be from a different angle, though? This is proof that positive that the wedding reception was held twice. Okay. Well, I'm currently not seeing anything there. The flowers are different. Looks like the proof to me. Take that! Please direct your attention to Miss Wyatt's bouquet of flowers. In a photo one of her in-laws took, the defendant is holding a yellow bouquet. But in the photo Mr. Butz took, she is holding a red bouquet. You're right!
That's impossible! What does this mean?
It means it's time to clear my throat. It means that the defendant really did experience 2 wedding receptions. And she did that when she traveled back through time.
What?
Whoa, time travel's real. It's crazy, man. Nick, you did it. You proved Ellen's time travel story to be true. Yeah, I can hardly believe it myself. It's just Ellen said the reception was held twice. This turns every assumption we based this trial on upside down.
Objection. Whoa, Edgeworth objected. I refuse to accept such a ludicrous argument. It is pure fiction under the guise of pseudoscience at best. There is simply no such thing as time travel. I know it's hard, but can't you suspend your disbelief for 1 nanosecond, Edgeworth? I bet sci-fi movies push all your buttons the wrong way, don't they, Mr. Edgeworth? I can totally picture you yelling, that never happened every 5 seconds at the screen. Maybe you should stay away from movie dates altogether.
It's neither here nor there. This is real life we're talking about. But the proof is clearly shown in the 2 photographs.
That's right, Mr. Edgeworth, no matter how inexplain...
Fine, I'll entertain your absurd delusion. If only to demolish it before your very eyes.
What?
Let's start with this then, shall we? There's one thing your time travel theory fails to explain. And that is the memories of the other guests there. Fenn and Larry remember the reception occurring twice. But no member of the Sprocket family has even mentioned such a thing.
It's because the time machine is classified information.
I'm not done, you bird brain.
But bird brain?
As I was saying, if the entire family had been sworn to secrecy, why hadn't they sworn the woman who's marrying into the family to secrecy too?
That's a good point.
Honestly, all it takes is a little common sense, Mr. Wright. Even still, how do we know that the trip through time did not really occur? There is proof in the photos that it did, and besides, if time travel doesn't exist, well, I'd be a little disappointed, frankly. I was hoping to go back to the days of my youth. You mustn't allow yourself to be taken in by Mr. Wright's whimsical tales, Your Honor. I've read about it in various literature, you see. And they all say that time travel is just not logically feasible.
Ugh. Maybe our argument was just a little too nonsensical, Nick. Well, in that case, why don't we put common sense to the test?
Excuse me?
Wedding reception was held twice. The photos are proof of that. But it wasn't because of time travel. It's not because the reception had actually been held twice. Isn't that the most reasonable way to interpret the situation?
Would you care to elaborate, Mr. Wright?
Time travel doesn't exist, and there's only one way to make sense of what happened. Somebody must have orchestrated this strange phenomenon, and that somebody is... everyone at the reception? Gloomsbury. The gods? It was the gods who did it! Absolutely! Well... the only thing that would make any sense to me really would be everyone at the reception, I would think. I mean, if it wasn't that, it would be Gloomsbury, but eh. What if all the guests at the reception conspired together to hold the reception twice and keep quiet about it?
What? And for what purpose would they conspire to do such a thing?
Well, we're gonna find out what Phoenix has to say about that on the next exciting episode, everyone! Oh boy, what exactly is he gonna say about this? I have no idea, but oh boy, we managed to avoid a guilty verdict in this episode, so that's some good stuff. I forget, did we have 4 strikes at the start of this episode? If so, that means we avoided the strike too! Oh boy, so good, so good. But anyway, things are starting to turn around, which means next episode is back to disaster, most likely. Or not, I don't know. But we'll find out very soon. Everyone, let me know what you think about that. What do you think Phoenix is going to say next episode? And we'll find out exactly what that something else is next episode. So yeah, see you later on. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Oh no, I'm going through a time portal! Hello everyone, you've reached the end of this video, but before we go for the day, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to the tier 4 and 5 channel members, Phoenix Edgeworth, Acheron X2, Menthy, and Meister Papala. Thank you all for being awesome and supporting the channel. If you too would like to also get your name shouted out at the end of each video and live stream, shoutouts are available for all tier 4 and 5 channel members. I hope you all have an awesome day. I'll see you all later.